Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to our live of the week. My name is Chetha. For those of you who don't know me, I am Dr. Una's daughter. I am 17 years old, and today I am interviewing the absolutely amazing and wonderful Dr. Amanda Atkins. So, could you go ahead and introduce yourself, and then we'll get started?
Hello, thank you so much for having me on your show today. I feel so honored to be talking with you. A bit nervous with that, but hey, yeah. So I am Dr. Amanda Atkins. I'm a board certified lifestyle medicine and internal medicine physician, owner of Amanda Atkins Professional Services, which also owns Atkins Enlightenment Lifestyle Medicine.
That's good. And so I did, um, when Miss Nicole first sent me your information, I was like, "Can I get her first name?" And so I got your first name, and then I was researching you, so I went through all of your different pages and all the pictures, and the first thing I saw was plant-based. So the question I do have for you is, how did you get into that? Or what is your entrepreneur story? Like, how did it start? Why did it start? Why is everything plant-based?
All right. So I tell people this goes back decades. So I'll try to make the story short.
You don't have
But
to. We're all here to listen.
okay. So I can say it started back when I was a teenager. So at the age of 16, I was an obese teenager, just looking for something to help me to lose weight and to get more energy, and to just be healthier. Because in my family, I saw a lot of obesity, I saw a lot of high blood pressure, heart disease, diabetes, and I was just like, I don't want this to be my story. And then, of course, I was like, okay, what can I change?
Mhm.
And so just one day, I just said, I'm going to not eat meat anymore. And it's crazy because people always ask, like, did you know about the protein you should be eating? Did you know how you should put meals together? I was like, no, I was 16, probably not, as with it as you are since you're doing these interviews. But I was just like, no, I'm just going to try this to see what I can do to lose weight. And so I just stopped eating meat. And the crazy part about it is at the time, my father was a meat delivery truck driver.
Oh, wow.
So we had like bacon, bologna, sausage, hot dogs in the house, and basically getting it for free. And then I tell my parents, I'm not going to eat this anymore. Right.
Mhm.
So I was just like, okay, so I did that, and I became a vegetarian. I'm just like, I'm just going to see how long I can do this. So I started to lose weight, became more healthier, energized more. So I was just like, I'm just going to keep doing this and see where I can go. And so people then later started asking me, like, you don't eat meat? No. And still to this day, like, I still have people that I grew up with. They're like, oh, I remember that time. Did you still haven't ate meat since then? I was like, no, I have not. So it's been now this year, 30 years since I've eaten meat, which is amazing for me to say. And I had already wanted to become a doctor at the time. So at 12, I decided I wanted to become a doctor. And it's just how God works together, because I was like, who would have thought that, me being overweight as a teenager would become my life's passion, to
Mhm.
help people through plant-based eating. So to go on, like, fast forward, a few years, I went through med school, residency, all that, still not eating meat. And then I started actually working as an attending in my private practice when I first started in Tennessee. And one of my patients actually introduced me to Dr. Joel Furman. And he is, very big in plant-based nutrition, one of like the fathers of plant-based nutrition and actually physicianhood. So I was just like, okay, let me read more about him. And then I went to an actual conference that I learned that more about nutrition, because we don't learn a lot about nutrition in med school.
Mhm. Yeah.
And the doctor there that was talking said, you cannot out exercise a bad diet. And I was like, what is he talking about? I didn't even know there was such thing as, plant-based eating or anything like that. I was just
Mhm.
a teenager trying to lose weight. So once I learned about that and then learned more about plant-based nutrition, I was like, okay, I'm going to start doing this, see if I can actually implement this more. And then I started actually telling my patients about it, even way back then, like probably in like 2010 or something like that, because I would have patients that would come to me like, what else can I do besides medication?
Mhm.
I'm like, well, I don't know, because we were just taught in med school to, diagnose and treat, especially with internal medicine. It's just like, here's your pills, here's your pills, here's your pills.
Mhm.
And they're like, well, what do you do? Like, and I was like, oh, I never thought that, what my journey would be, that people would want to know what I do. So I would tell them, you know, I decided to change what I'm eating. I decided to, exercise more, and actually learned about lifestyle medicine, which became a specialty later on. Like, I believe like 2012, 2014 timeframe was about the time that they started their board certification. And this was like 3 to 5 years after I finished residency and started practicing. But again, if you look back over the story, it's just like I was meant to do this. And here I am. So I tried to combine all that into one little thing. So that's how I started doing more of plant-based nutrition, to help patients now to possibly reverse and prevent chronic illnesses such as diabetes and high blood pressure.
That's good. That's and I think I might have to look into that. Not because 'cause I'm trying to lose weight or anything, but I'm not, like, the biggest meat eater, so I
Mhm.
probably won't go, like, full vegetarian because I love Kentucky Fried Chicken. So, it would be some bits here and there, but I definitely like that. Your story is amazing. So,
Yeah.
what has becoming an entrepreneur made possible for you?
Oh my goodness. It is spending more time with my daughter, and actually feeling like I'm not in a fog anymore. And just learning to know that I had a dream like when I was 12 to be a physician, and that even if it doesn't look like what initially I thought, that
Mhm.
actually carrying on what I would like to do. And like Dr. Una says, living life and then practicing medicine on your terms. And I really took the living life to heart, because like I was so focused on becoming a physician, that I felt like I was not living life. And so I was just
Mhm.
like hardcore going like, no, I can't do this. I can't do that. I have to really focus on getting through med school, getting through residency, and actually becoming the physician.
Yeah.
And I was like, now I want to live life. So being an entrepreneur actually has helped me to do that. I've been on like more vacations, being able to spend more time with family. And like I said, just feeling freer. And then now actually turning around to say, now that I feel free, I can help patients in more ways than I thought, than just in a 15-minute doctor's visit.
Mhm. That's good. So on that note, what has been like the scariest thing in your entrepreneurial journey that you've like had to do? And then how did you stop the fear of that thing from stopping you?
So speaking, actually getting in front of people and speaking. So like I already said, I was nervous to come on. Like I am a reader at heart and a introvert, and I just like to go and somewhere and sit and be quiet and
Mhm.
maybe talk to myself at times, but I don't really like going out and talking to people. So that was a big thing I had to overcome. And I would say that I still, like I said, get nervous when I have to talk. And even when like people ask me to come and speak or say something, I still have to say, why would I want to go speak? What am I going to do? What am I going to talk about?
Mhm.
And then have to sit with myself. It's like, you have a story to tell. You can actually help patients and like focus the speech on the patients instead of myself.
Mhm.
And that actually has helped. Um, and just learning that I still want to live life, and how can I do that and actually build up a business, is that I have to be out here speaking. And so I really have embraced that to the best that I can
Yeah.
at this point in time. And just like trying to do as many like videos or podcasts or,
Mhm.
speaking engagements that I can, to really hone in on my own voice, and realize that what I have to say people want to hear,
Mhm.
and not like, oh, nobody wants to hear you, what you have to say. So I'm just keep trying to keep speaking and keep
I
going.
Yes, I promise it gets better and better and better. My mother was very adamant that, none of us, in our house would be would have stage fright. So I think the first time she threw me on the stage was when I was 8, either 8 or
Oh
9.
yeah.
And did I like it? Absolutely not. Do I still like it? Absolutely not. But I'm still going to do it because it's a very good skill to have. And, the
Right.
longer I've been doing it, the more I've, been enjoying interviewing people and getting to hear more about their stories. So you keep doing it, it keeps getting better and better and better. So um, I have a question because I was going through your website, and so I was working through some things. So a question I do have is, how do you how do you balance between helping other people take care of their health and their lifestyle, and then taking care of your own well-being? How do you balance the two?
I would say that I look at my own health as a way that I am helping patients and clients. So if I'm not healthy, then they're not going to want to be inspired to be healthy either. And I got that from a patient actually, because they would say to me, like when I would say, "Oh, you don't want to be on this medicine for high blood pressure. Maybe you should stop eating the bacon." They're like, "Well, do you do that?" And in fact, I do. So I would say that's just my inspiration. So in case someone asks me if I am doing what I'm asking them to do to actually
Mhm,
live out their healthy lifestyle, then I'll say, of course I do. Why would I tell you to do something I'm not doing?
mhm,
So
yeah,
when I don't want to get up and exercise, when I don't want to always eat the healthy meals, and not to say that I'm perfect, but I'm like, that gives me the inspiration to keep going and to keep my weight at a healthy spot, my blood sugar, my blood pressure, all that good. So that way I can be that living example for others.
for others, that's good. So you have to practice what you teach. There you go. All right.
Yes.
So another thing is the business school, because that's where you currently are. That's a really big common theme with all of the people that I interview. So what is your business school story? How long have you been in the business school? How did you find out about it? What motivated you to join it?
So I was trying to think when I actually started the business school. It's been several years that I've been a part of the EntreMD Business School. I want to say I think it was like 2021 is when I started, and I say that because I know that I had already had my daughter, and it was like past the pandemic time, and I was just like, I'm tired. I don't know what to do. Trying to raise a baby with working full time, having to commute, and then not really wanting to do much else. So I was like, what can I do? And I'd actually started with a business coach before that kind of like pushed me to do things.
Mhm,
And then I heard about it was something online for physician entrepreneurs. And I was like, oh, well, what is this? I got to see. And Dr. Una was actually one of the speakers in there. So, of course, it was all virtual because it was still during the pandemic time where people weren't getting together. And because she said she was an introvert and out here speaking, I was like, she understands me. Like, because like somebody else, they were going to throw me in front of a camera immediately. She didn't say that, but that's what she's making us do anyway.
yes,
but
yes.
because of that, I was like, okay, so she'll understand when I say I can't do this. I don't know what I'm going to do. And just like hearing her story, I think like they say, like when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And
Mhm,
it was just like, oh my gosh, like God's like, this is who you need to be with. So you join immediately. I remember saying, I think it was like, you can do this for a month. And I was like, how can I just pay for the entire year? Because I know
yeah.
I'm going to need it for this amount of time. And then once I was in it, I was like, I can't leave, because if I leave, then I'll stop doing these things, and I got to keep going and to keep pushing. And because I am resistant to speaking, I was like, I need someone to keep saying, keep going out there, keep talking. And so when I first started, I had like a little business on the side, saying I was trying to do it like a passive thing where I just say, here it is, get it if you want to, but I'm not going to tell anybody about it type thing. But that has really shown me that that's not the way that you have to go, because if you want someone to actually see your services, you have to get out there and market it.
Mhm,
And then even before I became a full-time entrepreneur, I would say entrepreneur, working in a hospital system within outpatient practice. And even the skills that I learned from the business school, I was able to rock that outpatient clinic. Like I look back, I'm like, oh my gosh, because before I'd be like taking work home and having to finish work at home, really trying to struggle to meet my like RVU goals and all that kind of stuff. The time I left, I was surpassing every single goal, hitting quality metrics, not coming home with work, hitting bonuses every single quarter. It was just like, wow. So the stuff that I learned there, I implemented into that practice, even helping my medical assistant who is now has upgraded and got a promotion even after I left. So I'm so proud of her for all the work she's doing. And so even if you are not working on your own business, like working within the business or in someone else's business, you can still use the skills from the business school and really rock it. Like I like just to see that, I like thinking back that today and I was like, oh my gosh, like I went from struggling to like on top of everything. So
Mhm.
it's just been wonderful. And now to be out and actually just recently opened up my own virtual practice to go out on my own to really focus on diabetes and high blood pressure is giving me the confidence to just continue on, even though it could be, rough times, to just continue to speak. And then having my own even telehealth business with that, to know that I can do other things that can actually bring income besides going into a doctor's office like where I was before, and still living out the dream of being a physician and still being a mom and a wife and loving all the things about life.
That's good. That's amazing. And congratulations on opening the virtual practice. I know it's going
Thank
to be
you.
absolutely amazing. And so since, we're kind of in, that space of the business school, what has been your favorite thing about the business school since you've joined it? I know you've been in it since 2021. I think that's what you said.
Yeah,
So what has
somewhere
been
around
your
there.
favorite thing about it since then?
Actually, talking with other doctors, and actually having like connections and friendships with them. Because I would tell
Mhm.
people before, again, I'm an introvert. I never
Mhm.
really developed relationships with other people, other women, and especially physicians, because again, I came from a background to where we're like, lower middle class, didn't really know a lot of
Mhm.
professionals. My parents were high school graduates. So that wasn't the, room I was designed, I think, that I initially thought I should be in. So I was
Mhm.
shrink down. And just to be in that room and like hear other people's stories and like, I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah.
And just to have that collaboration, like if I have questions or, concerns, I can put in the group, ask them. And then like people are like, oh, I haven't seen you in a while. Where have you been? What are you doing? And just to know that they generally are concerned and actually care that you actually
Mhm.
are doing something and want to see you succeed. It's just like, wow,
Yeah.
you don't get that because med school and stuff, like everybody's clawing at each other to be at the top, and you're just like,
Mhm.
I just want to help people. Like, why does it have to be like this? So in the business school, it is that collaboration, and I love that.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that's also one of my favorite things about the business school, the community, just the people, because it's a safe space where typically people, like what you said, climbing over each other to get to the top. Everybody is more of, let's help each other, let's love each other, let's talk to each other and check up on each other. So that's definitely amazing. And then, so on the next thing, I know that Dr. Una teaches a lot. I live with her, so I think I've grasped that, that concept very well. So I know she also pours a lot of information, into the people who are inside of the business school. So my question to you is, what is one of your it could be your favorite things or one of the things that have stood out to you that she's taught you?
I will go back to speaking again because that's like everything. Like, really like making sure that you have a what you call HQ headquarters. Like
Mhm.
from there, I actually started a YouTube channel and been doing like videos on Facebook, interviewing with podcasts, all these things I was not doing before. So that just like tells me I need to keep doing it. Anything else, like I'm rereading the visibility formula book
Yes.
to really learn about that and really hone in on my message, um, to actually get that going. And that's why I was like, that's why I stay in, because I have to continue to remember that I have to keep
Mhm.
speaking And I said that almost every single week to make sure that we're doing something to help with the visibility to get ourselves out there.
Mhm.
And to know that when we're talking and we're actually out there, we're building our own brand.
Mhm.
And that is something that I'm really trying to hone in now on too, because then once we build that brand, we can go out and branch out to do anything that we want, even if it's not necessarily related to medicine. So just remember that as we're going along, even when it feels like it's not working, it is going to be working, because it's like you're amazed at what people will say, like, oh, I watched that. And I'm like, but I have 2 likes on there. How did you all see this? So it's just amazing to just keep going. So I would always go back to speaking, speaking,
Mhm.
speaking. And when I don't want to speak, I speak some more.
That's good. That's absolutely amazing. I think I learned that the hard way as well, where the speaking is important, the putting yourself out there is important, because nobody's gonna know you're there until you put yourself out there. That's your
Right.
job. That's not their job. So yeah, I think Dr. Una has done that with just about everybody, with that visibility and putting yourself out there. Like there are people like, oh well, I don't want to start my YouTube channel. Then the next thing you know, they have a YouTube channel because Dr. Una is inside of their lives. So
Right.
that's how that works. So, what advice would you give to someone who is struggling with the idea of joining the business school? Like they have doubts, so they're like, "Well, I don't want Dr. Una to make me start a YouTube channel," or anything like that.
Yeah, I would say if you are interested in growing your business in any way, whether, like I said, whether it's entrepreneurship or entrepreneurship, you have to join the business school. And she won't force you to do anything, but if you want results, then you would have
Yep.
to do it. Like even when I like ask questions in there, she's like, "So are you doing this?" And I'm like,
Yep.
"No." Like, well, I think you should start doing that, like in her nice way,
Yeah.
because she knows that like I'm very introverted, so she'll say it in a nice way, but you're gonna have to do it
Mhm.
basically. But you would actually be amazed in all that you accomplish, even if you just follow a few things. Like I said, she teaches so much other things, like with marketing and the revenue generation framework and things of that nature. But for me, I know that once I really hone in on speaking and do it consistently and get out there, that's really going to be the key to going to be, it is the key and has been the key to actually me building a business, lead me where I am, and actually building my own business. That you will see the results and you will be happy with those results, even if it's not the original intent of what you came into the business school for, because I never thought that I would start a virtual practice. But you until you're out there doing the thing, you're like, what do I really want? Then you'll actually see, okay, yes, this has helped me get to where I want to go.
Mhm.
And it also can be a building block to something else. So you never know, like the things she teaches you are, business skills that you don't learn in med school. Because again, we weren't learned to build a business, we're learned to diagnose and treat.
Mhm.
That you will be very happy with the results you get from the business school. It's not like you just join it and then it works. You have to actually do the work. Which is something I'm still learning. Like everything, you can do one thing and then add something in there, and then keep going and then mastering those skills, which is why I stayed in the business school. Because even though we learned a lot during that first year to actually master them, to master speaking for me, like I said, I got to keep going, keep going. And that's a lot of us in the business school, that we keep going
Mhm.
because we want to master these skills in business. And those that are on the fence are like, I'll just listen to, the podcast or what, everything that she has out there. So she has a lot of stuff out there now. You'll still be amazed within the business school, because you get that collaboration with the other physicians that can really help. You actually brainstorm ideas and you're like, oh, I never looked at it that way. Wow. And it's
Mhm.
just one simple thing that'll just like turn it on for you. And like, you can now run for, another 3 months, and not be, tired or give out or burned out. And that's another thing, since I said burned out, that there's times when you run and there's times when you walk and there's times when you rest, and you can do them all within the business school. You don't feel like you have to run forever. So
Mhm.
that is something that I love also. So all you people out there that's thinking about doing it, don't think anymore, just join. You'll be amazed. Like my whole
Yeah.
family is amazed. They'll be amazed when they hear me talking. They're like, I can't believe you're out there talking.
Yes. Yeah. And then so for anyone, you're like what you said, if you want to join, then join. But you can also type EBS in all caps inside of the chat, and then the team will reach out to you and give you, more information on how to join and etc. So a last question. Actually, it's not the last question because I have a bonus question for you. But where can people find you? They want to get to know more about you. So where can they find you?
So I'm Dr. Amanda Atkins, and I always spell my last name Adkins with a little joke that I'm totally different from the other Atkins that you may know that's out there. So on the totally different spectrum. So Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, you'll see me. And then my website is dramandamd.com, and you can learn more about my virtual practice there.
Yes, and I will make sure to put all of her information in the description and inside of the comments down below. Okay, so bonus question. What advice did you wish you knew at 17 that you can tell me? Since I'm 17.
Oh man, at 17, I tell people I don't want to go back to that time. It was never fun. But I would say that you never know what your life is going to turn out like. And it's okay to dream big and to go after your dreams hugely. So
Mhm,
even if you have no other examples in your family that's doing that one thing that you want to do, you still can do it, because there was no one in my family in medicine at all. My people believed in me, but I know there was a time that they're like, yeah, she wants to be a doctor, but we'll see. And now it's like, yeah, here it is.
mhm,
So whatever is in your heart that is dreaming, like, go for it and don't hesitate. And no matter what other people say, whether they're encouraging you or not, just do it, because you are going to blow people's minds. Like,
mhm.
I'm already blown away by you. Like, I was like 17, man, but you're inspiration for me to actually help my daughter to be
Mhm.
like that. So, like, even though I'm an introvert, she doesn't have to be. She's not, though. She's totally out there.
Yeah. I am the opposite. I am very introverted. Unless I'm like, very comfortable with you, then it seems like I'm extroverted, but I'm not. I promise.
Yeah.
Really
Oh,
promise.
I'm the same way, but live out your dreams, girl.
Thank you. And then so on that note, because you just say dream big, and I am the head of the EntreMD merch division, I do have to show this off. There is the No Imagination Police Dream Big. So now that I've been told to dream big, I guess I have to go buy the shirt myself. So that's what's going to be happening. So you can scan the QR code that's on your screen, or you can go to entremd.com/merch to get your merch today. And this is not the only piece we have. We have a ton of other pieces like hoodies. And I know everybody likes hoodies, and fall is coming up. So it is hoodie season now. So I'd recommend you get yours before they run out. And here's another thing. As far as I happen to be concerned, the Vision Retreat is coming up, correct? That's in October. So we should all pop up inside of all of our EntreMD merch, surprise Dr. Una. That way we can do a big group photo afterwards, and everybody has on their different, what's it called? Dr. Unaisms. So you can go to entremd.com/merch, or you can scan that QR code and we'll have all of our things. So everybody has to come Dr. Una it out. That's what I'm
I
gonna
love
call
it.
it. Dr. Una it out. So that way we could take a big group photo and all of our Dr. Unaisms. But to Dr. Amanda, thank you so much for allowing me to interview you.
Thank you.
I've had so much fun. I've learned a lot. I will, give you my notes afterwards so that you know what I got from you. But thank you so much. This has been inspiring, and I will see you next time.
Thank you so much for having me. I enjoyed talking to you.
Thank